Hey everyone, it's Sunday, so I thought I'd spend a few minutes with you. Firstly, kind of curious how you all are handling quarantine. Let me know in the comments where you are, what's going on where you're at, if you're doing okay. I think the most important thing to realize is that we're all in it together. We all need to come together. We all need to support each other. So let me know how you're doing. I also really want to thank everybody for their participation in the comments on my channel. I read through every single one and I personally learn a lot of stuff. You guys are really smart. So thank you for not just watching, but also being a participant and helping everyone else out who might read those comments. I wanted to do this video today between friends, just so you can learn a little bit about me, also tell you what this channel is about and where it's going, and ask me anything. If you have a question that you want to ask me, put it in the comments. I'll wait a week or so, collect them all up, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. First thing is, I'm Korean. A lot of people want to know why my last name is not Korean. It's because I'm adopted. I was adopted through the Holt Adoption Agency, and as the story goes, as a baby I was left on a train going from one city to the next. When everyone got up to leave the train, everyone was gone except for me. I was left behind. Apparently the way I was left behind, it was obvious that I was meant to be left behind. I was meant to be found by somebody. So they took me to the orphanage, and that's where I was for a couple of years. This is all in South Korea. My adopted mom here in the States had 3 miscarriages, so she wasn't able to have children. So her and my dad got together and they decided to adopt a baby from Korea. They went through the entire process. It took them a couple years and they adopted me. But funny enough, being an abandoned child, I don't know my real name, I don't know my birth date, I'm a complete mystery child. In fact, a lot of the girls I've dated, because I sort of have a non-typical Korean body, I'm a little bit more muscular and I have facial hair, a lot of them thought that I maybe wasn't full Korean. But I got a 23andMe kit and I took it and yeah, full Korean. Don't know where this comes from. As a side note, have you guys noticed that in Korean dramas there are period pieces like Kingdom on Netflix, that all those people have like long beards, all the men have long beards, but today in modern Korea men can't grow beards? Sort of weird. Must have been more testosterone back then. I went to university and have a double degree in music and theater. I know I don't talk about the music side of these videos very much, but I'm a real nerd when it comes to music theory. So what does every music major try to do? They try to become a recording artist. So I recorded and wrote a bunch of songs, and I actually got a development deal with Arista Records. And then my friend submitted me to this mid-level music management company. They weren't huge, but they actually had a bunch of artists which are currently on the radio. And this was 10 years ago. And I'm not going to say the name of the management company so you don't look them up. But the head of the management company came back to my friend who submitted me, and she said to him, "We love this guy. He's got a lot of charisma. He's got a lot of talent. But we don't want him because he's Asian." But not being the type of person to give up, I started a band. This way, it wasn't just one Asian person, it was one Asian person and a bunch of other people. And you know what? We became popular. We toured all over LA. This lasted about 2 years, and then eventually, like all bands do, we broke up. It had to do with people living so far out from each other because LA is so spread out, being difficult to get together to rehearse, other people getting other interests, it just sort of fell apart. If you're interested, I'll probably upload another video talking a little bit about band life. But this is one of the reasons why the K-pop thing is so exciting for me. I'm so happy that the market is changing and it's opening up to Asians and, specifically Koreans. So writing that K-pop TV pilot, besides doing all the research and looking at all these bands for the research, I was really just enthralled by it all because I'm so excited, because that's something I never got a chance to do. On the acting side, the theater world was much more wide open. It was very multicultural, so I got to play a lot of roles, even some lead roles. I even got to be in a production with George Takei from Star Trek. Here's me and him, and also Nichelle Nichols, who's also from Star Trek. And later that same year, I played a Chippendale Santa. But as far as TV and film, there just weren't any roles for me. Back then, you would never see an Asian character in TV or film, and if they were drug dealer, thug, liquor store owner, nerd, the really nerdy guy who gets rejected by all the girls. And I'll be perfectly honest, it's still kind of like that today. Not completely, but largely. How many times have you seen an Asian romantic lead in Western movies? Asian men are just not seen as Westernly attractive. Then something happened to me which made me quit acting entirely. I got Bell's palsy. One side of my face became entirely paralyzed, but I'll probably save that for another video to talk a little bit more because I want to keep this kind of short. And even to this day, my face is still a little bit off, and the camera catches everything, and that kind of did in my career. And I'll probably make another video, talk a little bit about my Bell's palsy experience and what that looks like. And that is when I made the big shift from in front of the camera to behind the camera, because I just couldn't give up. Writing, directing, producing, all those things. I couldn't give up. And that is where we get to my YouTube channel, which I started several years ago, because even though I was behind the camera, I still missed being on stage and in front of the camera. So it's just my little outlet to do movie reviews and kind of use my sense of humor and my sarcasm just to have fun with it and have a good time. And if you look back in my videos, you'll see a few. So then there was a little bit of a gap, and the big reason is because I moved and I no longer had a place to put a green screen, so I had no availability to make those kinds of videos anymore. Plus, I had started dating a girl who actually was not into social media at all, and she didn't like social media, so I deleted a lot of stuff off my Instagram. A lot of my pictures just took off and are gone, and I just kind of went dark for a couple of years in terms of social media. But with everything going on in the world, I just decided to start up again. And yeah, this isn't the best background here. Hopefully I'll move soon and have something a little better. But my idea for this channel is really a continuation of what it was before, which is doing movie reviews, video reviews, from the eyes and the point of view of a director, a filmmaker, a writer. So kind of an inside look into structure and all that kind of stuff that I enjoy. Plus, maybe give people an inside eye into the experiences that I've gone through or the inner workings of the entertainment industry from working out on all levels. Maybe take you on some of my meetings to the studios that I go to talk about how that works and how those go. Basically just sort of an insider's view if you like things in entertainment. And with that, feel free to ask me anything. Put them in the comments down below. I'll read them all, and maybe in a week or so I'll go through them and I'll try to answer as many as I can. But mostly, I want you guys to know that I really appreciate you going on this journey with me and this crazy thing that we call life. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this path. And for today, it's a wrap.